Now, what was I just talking about? Protein, beans, grains, rice, vegetables. Yeah, so look it up. You can look it up. Whole foods, type in on Google, whole foods that contain protein. Or highest protein content, if you want to know what has the highest in order, right? Oh, that's what I was saying. So like, for example, I'll have some brown rice instead of white rice. That'll supply protein. And then I'll have some peas I'll always switch up the vegetables. Like I said, you don't have to think about, oh, this food has this vitamin and that food has that vitamin and measure all the vitamins. No, just keep it simple. What I say is, and what I was taught is, eat the colors of the rainbow and incorporate a variety. So if you had kale today, have something else tomorrow, and make sure in the week that you're having a variety of vegetables and grains and everything else, so that, because all these things come with a different type and amount of vitamins and minerals which you need. And by the way, I said that vitamins and minerals, these are grouped into the subcategory of micronutrients. They don't supply energy, but they have other things. We need those, definitely need those for processes in our bodies. So protein and vitamins and stuff will help with your hair and your skin and your nails and your eyes and eyesight and everything that you need. You don't even think about all the stuff that you need to have healthy skin and hair and everything, to just be functioning as a whole really well. You'll have that. Even your brain, even your heart, even your feelings and everything. It's just going to be functioning optimally if you nourish yourself well. So we talked about the things that have protein in it. We talked about how long it takes to digest and what it does. I'm trying to think of anything else, if I think of something else with protein. But yeah, I'm coming back to a meal. So the vegetable and then and then like, so I'll have some beans, put some beans on the rice, for example. That also has protein. So I'm getting protein from different sources on my plate. And all together, it adds up and I get sufficient protein. I don't think you have to worry about shakes and supplements and all that, because in nature, people never had that stuff. And it's just not natural. Nature doesn't come that way. I think you should trust nature. I think you should keep it simple. Yeah. And we're just bombarded with all this stuff and just think, that's not natural, you know, we've been doing well all this time without that stuff. You know, you don't want to depend on fake stuff. And anyway, fake stuff will just make you kind of like that, a little fake. So let's go to fats. Fats are important. It's a nutrient, it's a source of energy, and it's very important. One function of fats is hormones. There are so many types of hormones in our body, and hormone balance and good amount of hormones and a balance of hormones is vital. Everything I'm talking about is vital, okay? Nothing is more important than the other. No vegetable or fruit is more important than that. All of it's natural, and you should have all of it. You should incorporate all of it. Enjoy food, enjoy it, you know? And listen to yourself. You might be craving something, have it. I'm talking about something natural. Naturally, we're going to get tired of something if we keep having the same thing all the time. We're like, oh, this is the most important thing, and that's not. Well, listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. Your body will communicate to you what it wants. And so you're satisfying your body, you're satisfying yourself, and everything is just working in harmony. And so I really want to emphasize that to you guys. You know, there's plenty of fruit, plenty of vegetables. If you think you don't like vegetables or fruit or sweets are better than, desserts are better than fruit and all this stuff, just go on Google, look up all the hundreds of different types of fruit, hundreds of different types of vegetable. You'll find stuff you like. And I always say, If something is, you might think you don't like something that's cooked, for example. But I bet you'll like it if you know how to cook it, if you find a good recipe. You'll like it. That's all really what it comes down to. I know beans have such a bad rep, and that's unfortunate. Maybe people don't want you to like beans, but beans are really important. They supply you, they're just so healthy. They've got fiber and protein, carbs, and healthy. And I love beans. I love every type of bean, and I don't even have to make it in some kind of fancy way. Just season it with salt, and I appreciate the taste of every kind of bean. Boy, I'm so happy I'm making this video. I've been wanting to make it for a long time, and we're getting through it. We're doing it. We're actually doing it, you know. Oh God, I'm really happy I'm sharing this with you guys. This is valuable information, peeps. And I hope you appreciate this video I'm making and I'm sharing with you. Please put a like on this video, share it, and yeah. Yeah, really appreciate it, and you'll benefit from it if you appreciate it. If you show appreciation, you'll benefit from it more. Going back to fats. Fats also, like carbs, don't take very long to digest. So like I said, it's important to incorporate protein in your meals, but you need everything, and I'll talk about the portion of each nutrient in your meal that is considered a balanced meal. So you need carbs, proteins, and fats daily, and in every meal. It's good to have a blend of both. They all work together. I mean, all three. Now, fats are found, this is the only time you're gonna hear me talking about animal products. Because we're not doing this here. You don't need it. But just want to say, any fat that comes from animal products, whether it's milk, cheese, the fat on meat, chicken, beef, cow, I'm not gonna say beef. Let's not go there too much. But this type of fat is called saturated fat, right? We don't need it. It's not something that's an essential nutrient. We already have it because we're actually animals. The type of fat that's in our body is saturated fat. And we have cholesterol. We have enough cholesterol. We don't need any more saturated fat or cholesterol. And if we do intake more, that's not good for us. Excess of this kind of stuff everything goes into your bloodstream. And these kinds of fats cause plaque, so they get into your bloodstream, and then they stick to the inside of your blood vessels. And after they stick and they sit there and they harden, and that's called plaque. And you can't remove it once it's there. And what this does is when you have plaque inside your arteries, it's not clean. I mean, your arteries are not as hollow anymore, so it shrinks. So let's say this is the inside of your artery, and then you got a piece of plaque there. Let's say this piece right here is some plaque, so look at the hole now, it's smaller. It's tighter. Okay, this is one example of not wanting to have a tight hole in your vessels. The blood pressure is going to be really tight. I'm sorry. The blood pressure will be higher. It will be elevated blood pressure if it's a smaller hole for the blood to run through. You're going to just be living with higher and higher blood pressure over time. You want to make smart choices and keep it clean and pure. You want to have healthy fats. So we need fats from plants, actually. So I don't know how much biological stuff I want to get into. There's saturated fats, and then there's unsaturated fats. And the unsaturated fats are in plants. Plants have unsaturated fats, with the exception of coconut oil, but that's debatable. Even the research is debatable, but I think it's a little different. Anyways, in general, plant fats are healthy for us, and animal fats, we don't need it. It's not essential. Now, there's saturated fat is in animal products, And okay, one thing I want to mention is saturated fats. If you want to know this, I don't think I have to mention this, but just a fact. Saturated fats make our bodies, it triggers our bodies to produce more cholesterol, and that's what causes the plaque buildup and all that. Again, we don't need saturated fat, we don't need any cholesterol, we don't need any of that, we already have it. We should be seeking the things that we don't have, that we need. Yeah, so just know that anything with saturated fat, you read an ingredient and it says saturated fat, that thing is going to trigger your body to produce a lot of cholesterol, and there's types of cholesterol. It's going to make your body produce the bad cholesterol, the one we don't want. All right, just got that out of the way. Now, that's saturated fat, and then there's unsaturated fat. And there's two subcategories of unsaturated fat. This stuff is not very important, it's just take it if you want. Polyunsaturated fat and monounsaturated fats. You can look that up, I'm not going to get into it. But what plant-based foods already have fats in it that you can get fat? Because some people are on a diet where they don't add oil to their food. They say, there's enough fat in the foods I eat, so I don't need to add it because it's just excess. And I don't disagree with that. So what foods, again, what plant-based foods have fats? Where can you get healthy fats? Obviously, avocados, olives, grains I mentioned already has, in the germ of the grain, it has very healthy fats for you. Gosh, it's so nourishing. So grains, any types of grains, rice, wheat, whole wheat pasta. I love whole wheat pasta. It's got protein. It's not just carb, you know. See, it's been processed. White pasta has been processed. They've removed the fiber. They've removed the vitamins and minerals. They remove the healthy fats. They remove the protein, and it's just carb, and it's not natural. Your body doesn't like processing this kind of stuff. It's stressful. And it's lacking the stuff that you need. So you don't really want that stuff. What else has fats? Nuts and seeds have fats. It's important to have nuts and seeds every day. Oh man, the fats that are in different nuts and seeds are filled with fats, and some nuts have more, like walnuts have more fats than peanuts, for example. But even peanuts have healthy fats, and walnuts and pecans and all types. You don't have to think about the amount or the type or anything like that. What you do have to think about is getting a variety. Don't be eating the same nuts all the time, the same seeds all the time. Change it up. And one thing I want to mention that's important to mention is stick with, in general, what's on season. That's actually the healthiest thing for you. It changes seasonally. Whatever's on season is what your body needs. Isn't that magical? Isn't that simple? Excuse me. So again, life is about keeping things simple. Nuts and seeds. Now, nuts and seeds also have protein in various amounts. Peanuts have the highest, I think, amount of protein. And that's why peanuts are used a lot in vegan products. I love a nice peanut dressing, ginger peanut dressing. I use that in some recipes, salads and pastas and stuff. Now, it's in vegetables too. Like lettuce actually has healthy oils in it too, in small amounts. I said grains, nuts, seeds, some vegetables. What other vegetables have? Oh, I forgot to mention, coming back to carbs, now I remember. Some vegetables have carbs, like the starchy vegetables, like obviously protein, sweet potatoes, yams. Anything that's starchy will supply a very healthy, nourishing source of carbohydrate for you. So you don't just have to get your carbs from rice or bread or something, whole grain rice or whole grain bread. And by the way, there's so many different types of whole grain rice. Black rice, forbidden rice, brown rice, long grain, short grain, red rice. It's so cool to get a different types, to eat different types, you know. So coming back to fats, I can't think of it right now. Like, yeah, I'm saying olives, avocados, and again, look it up. Look it up. I don't have to do that. You can look up what kind. Especially if you look it up, you'll get inspiration and ideas of things to go buy and cook with and stuff. Okay. So we've covered the 3 macronutrients that supply energy. We talked about the micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, and how these really work in the processes. They're essential. They're needed in the processes of systems in our body to just function, for growth and everything, you know. My hair smells good. I love smelling my hair. Oh, all right. Now we're going to talk about what a balanced meal looks like. So I'm giving you some guidance now. Okay, now again, I didn't prepare for this. So you've got your, and by the way, you can look on a government website, I think it's called myplate.org, and it'll actually show you a picture of a plate and how it should look, but it's easy, I'll just tell you. So you've got your plate. 1/2 of the plate should be vegetables or fruit or vegetables, mainly vegetables. Fruit maybe if it's breakfast. Then the other half of your plate, 1/4 or half of that, 1/4 of your plate should be carbohydrates, healthy whole grain carbs. 1/4 of your plate should be healthy wholesome source of protein, and half, as I said, is vegetable. And that's what your plate should look like. Simple like that. We're not going to count carbs and calories and whatever like that. Okay, I don't think we're going to do that in this video. Maybe in the next video I can make another video of anything I didn't explain here. I think, or you can ask me what you'd like to see. This one was requested. It's a basic video. You're learning a lot from this, and this is really basic stuff to set you out there and make good, healthy choices, because it's very unfortunate that they don't teach nutrition in school, and this is something that's so important to know. And you don't know as a consumer. You know, you're going to the store and you're bombarded with all this bullshit. Really. I'll tell you, I go into the grocery store and I'm telling you, the healthy things in the store, you got to seek it out. As a nutritionist, you know, I have a bachelor's degree in nutrition. I go into a grocery store and most of the things I see is bullshit, and I just go right past it and I seek out the good things. The treasures are always rare, guys. That's just how life is. Now, I keep looking at the clouds. They're so pretty. The sun setting and stuff. Yeah, so that's it. I don't know if I want to go into reading labels. Maybe in another video we can do that. Maybe in this video. But I want to say it's best, if it doesn't have a label, that's even better. If it does have a label, it's probably been processed, so they're required to put that label there to tell you how many calories it has and how much a serving size is. Oh, that's what we should talk about too. Servings of fruit and vegetables, and so let me just do this. I haven't organized this video. We're just going along with it, and I think it's going well. All right, so fruit. How many servings of fruit do you need? We need only 2 to 3 servings of fruit a day. We need 2 to 3 servings of vegetables a day. What is a serving of fruit? Well, a serving of fruit is a small size fruit, like a small size apple, a small size orange. That's all it is. That's one serving. You need 2 to 3 servings. So if you have an apple, an orange, and just a little banana every day, that you've reached, you can put a check mark next to your servings of fruit a day, and you've got your servings, and you can just put a check mark there. Also, things like berries or grapes, it would be a little palmful, not even a handful, a palmful, or an amount of like a little apple. Imagine that. Then just a little amount of grapes or blueberries or raspberries or strawberries. So you've got the idea. Vegetables. Now, if it's cooked vegetables, because it condenses, one serving would be, I think it was half a cup would be considered a serving. Again, in every meal, if you have half a cup of vegetables in your lunch, half a cup of vegetables in your dinner, that's 2 servings right there. And a salad next to either your lunch or your dinner, there you go. There's the 3 servings a day. For raw vegetables, it's important to have cooked and raw vegetables every day. Of course, raw people will say, you don't need any cooked things. I'll say this, it's important to have raw vegetables every day. I agree with you. I agree with you, raw diet people, that you need raw vegetables every day. Raw vegetables, raw things, Fruit are already raw. You can cook fruit, but everything's better because the enzymes in it doesn't degrade if you don't cook it. Then you've got the enzymes, and you might not know what enzymes are, but they're just important things. Okay, enzymes are like found in like pure maple syrup, real maple syrup from the sap of a maple tree. That has enzymes, and that's a healthy form of carbohydrate. You can use it as a sweetener, in small amounts. Now, alrighty, guys.